How's it going, American truckers? Coming to you this evening. I'll talk about something a little bit different than normal. Normally I do these reviews and things like that. Of course, I kept some notes because my memory is not too great. 5 keys. 5 to being a successful trainer. If you're a successful driver trainer, you can make a really good living out on the road. Not only that, but you help mold the future of trucking, tomorrow's drivers. You can, but the amount of money you can make though is astronomical compared to running solo. You're not running full teams if you're in a good program that has a lot of safety in mind. You won't be running full teams. But even not doing that, you should increase your pay by 30 or 40%. And, it gives you somebody to talk to when you're on the road. And, different people, you meet people from all over the country, all backgrounds in life, so that's always pretty cool and fun too. But anyway, let's get right into it. 5, number 1, remember he or she, that they are human as well. They have, not to get emotional on you, but they have emotions and feelings. They're nervous. They're in a new environment. They're learning a new way of life. So keep all them things in mind. Treat them as a human. They're not a slave. They're not a dog. They're not, they're not under your power or anything like that. They are a human being, and treat them as such. Your truck will run a lot smoother. There will be a lot less tension on the truck. You'll make lifetime friends by doing this. Number 2, remember you started there also. Okay? I don't care if you learned to drive a truck with your grandpa on the farm. I don't care if you learned to drive a truck in 1961. You had a day one also. You weren't born with a CDL. So revert back to that and how you felt, and keep that in mind, and help them on their day one. Again, this kind of flows with number 1. It's an extension of it. All right. Number 3, a person is only as good as they are trained. Okay? And that's point blank. If your student's making a lot of mistakes, I hate to say it, but you might want to look at how you're teaching them. And everybody learns different. Some people learn faster than others. But you can't treat every student exactly the same. You can't teach them all exactly the same. It's a different environment. You got to intermold to the way they learn. I've had students, some with learning disabilities. Some learn better by writing it out. Some learn better by watching. Some learn better by doing it. You got to figure that out. But a student's only going to be as good as their trainer. And I hear trainers all the time in these truck stops and driver's lounges, and they'll be bad dogging their trainee, bad dogging the student. And the whole time in my mind, I'm thinking, it's your trainee. They're doing what you taught them to do. And you hear this, well, they're not listening. Again, that's a reflection of you. You have to have the intelligence, and you got to have to be able to tone yourself down, take your ego out of it, and adjust your training to where they understand more. Even if you got to get with another trainer, I've done that before, where I've called another trainer and said, look, I'm kind of having a hard time here. How can I deal with this? You want them to be, and I don't know about you, but myself, I want them to be better than I am. I do everything I can to, when that driver steps off my truck, that he is better than I am. Okay? I want them to excel. Not only that, but they're a reflection of me. So when they get in their own truck, whatever they do is a reflection of how I trained them. I want people in the office to look at him and go, man, you're a good driver. I want his asset manager to say, man, this guy don't have to call me every 5 minutes. He knows how to figure some of this stuff out on his own. And by the way, drivers, you can't figure a lot of it out on your own. I don't call my asset manager, but maybe twice a month. Anyway, let's get on to the next part. When you get frustrated with them, this is number 4. When you get frustrated with them, remember they are probably frustrated with you equally as well. The world doesn't revolve around us. I know as drivers we feel like it does, but it doesn't. Just as much as they're getting mad, or just as much as we're getting mad at little things they do, you got 2 people in a small space. Be it a woman or a man, doesn't matter, it's the same. But just as they're upset with what we're doing, we're upset with what they're doing. Little things start getting on your nerves. Man, why did he leave his shoes right there? Man, why did she leave her makeup on my bed? Look, you gotta be above that. You gotta be mature enough to be above that. See the bigger picture and understand it for what it is. One thing I used to do is I would break up the monotony. When I noticed I was getting upset with them over little things, I would take a walk by myself. Go eat by myself. Or talk to them about it. But when you talk to them about it, you don't talk down to them. They are another person. You talk equally to them. Number 5, the last one. You can make really good money training. But remember, part of your paycheck is them. They are part of your paycheck. You're not earning it all. Training's not easy. You are earning your paycheck, don't get me wrong. But they're doing part of the work that you're getting paid for. Keep that in mind. Treat them well. I used to like to take guys or girls, I used to like to take them to eat once a week. When they graduated my truck, I normally buy them a CB. And if they did really well, if I made good money with them, I'd buy them a CB, a map, and some of the things they were going to need starting out. It didn't matter how I felt personally about a student. I've had students that, honestly, outside of work, we wouldn't have hung out, wouldn't have got along. But you have to be mature enough to make it work. I'm a country boy from South Texas. I've had students from the hood of Chicago. We don't get along. But you make it work. And, it's nice when I've handed them a backpack and say, hey, man, look, here's a shower bag. There's a CB radio in here. There's a map. Here's some pens. I'll let you an example of filling out a trip sheet. And you have my number. Call me anytime, day or night. If you got a question, call me. Call me before you call them. Their success is a reflection of me. And although I'm not perfect, I've had accidents. I make mistakes. I'm human. I want them to be better than I am. All the training, the 6, 7, 8 weeks you spend with them, all the frustration, all the up and down. Man, I've met some really great people. I got some people I trained 10 years ago, some longer than that I'm still friends with today. Still call me on a weekly basis. I got some drivers that were a little slower to learn, and they still call me with questions. I had a really bad trainer when I went through training, and I don't wish that on nobody. And when I became a trainer, I wanted the next generation's experience to be better than mine. I wanted them to be better trained than I was. I wanted them to have all the tools to be successful in trucking. And I hope each of you feel the same way. If you are a trainer, I hope this gives you some insight. If you're thinking of becoming a trainer, do it for the right reasons. It's not just for the money. Should be a lot of other things that go along with it. Y'all have a great day and stay safe.